Welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, July 12th, 2017. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. 3 new attorneys have been added to the team of lawyers representing the respondents in the election petition case. Trinidadian Queen's Counsel Douglas Menendez will now be representing the Supervisor of Election Sylvia Finley Scrub and her staff. He will be assisted by Trinidadian lawyer Michael Quamina. Antigan Kendrickson Kentesh will represent the Attorney General and will fill in for Queen's Counsel Anthony Arstefan, who is on medical leave. Carlos James, who filled in for Graham Ballers, who is overseas, will represent ULP candidate, the MP for North Windward Montgomery Daniel, and Sir Louis Straker for Central Leeward. Richard Williams will serve as the instruction solicitor for all parties on the respondents' legal team. Her Ladyship Justice Esco Henry highlighted that Menendez, Kentish and Comina were unable to practice because they were not formally admitted to the bar of this country under Section 71 of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. Queen's Counsel Panel Campbell made a move to have the 3 foreign lawyers admitted, but Justice Henry pointed out that Campbell had made what she described as a highly unorthodox approach and that there is procedure to be followed in attaining the right to practice. The court was adjourned for about an hour for the requisite legal certification of Menendez, Kentish and Comina, and once presented to her ladyship, they were sworn in and proceeded to make a request to have an adjournment so that they could file a necessary affidavit and other legal documents. With both sides requesting time to submit documentation pertaining to their legal cases, it was agreed upon that the matter of the inspection of election documents be adjourned until the new law term in September this year, as the court was going on vacation by the end of July 2017. Attorney for the respondents, Carlos James, said today was a matter of case management as his team made an application for adjournment because the additional lawyers to their team needed to be up to date with the proceedings.
We now have retained Mr. Mendez, senior counsel from Trinidad and Tobago. He is also retained in the matter. And because of the short period of time in which he was briefed in relation to the petitions, he would obviously need a lot more time to look at the take instructions in relation to the matter. So we were very much still at the preliminary stage, and we have basically gotten an adjournment to proceed with the necessary filings into the new law term. But in fact, the petitions themselves, through their attorneys, have also asked for time to basically file some new sets of application with respect to Mr. Lauren Batiste. So we, of course, will need time to look at those applications when they're filed, when they're served, and to respond accordingly. So that is basically the stage where we are. Very, very preliminary from the outset, and you know we obviously will go into the new law term to hear these matters if and when they do decide on a hearing date.
And senior counsel for the petitioners, Stanley Soki John, said they have no objection to the adjournment because they wanted to ensure that the lawyers for the respondents have enough time to review the matters. John highlighted that he was also pleased that Justice Henry ruled that the ballots must be preserved until the end of the election petitions case.
The respondents' lawyer, they have engaged a new lawyer who came and indicated that he's only recently been engaged, and he asked the court for an adjournment so that he can be fully instructed and file affidavits and submissions in reply to those that we have filed on behalf of the petitioners. So the matters were adjourned. The court gave a timetable within which those documents should be filed, and the matter is adjourned for a date to be fixed by the registrar in consultation with counsel for the parties.
And most likely that will be when? Sometime?
It seems to me that it's likely to be in about the middle to the latter part of September.
Mm-hmm. So do you guys are preparing, you know, how's things?
Well, we have filed our submissions before and our affidavits. It's a matter for them to reply. And if we consider that there is anything that they have filed that requires for us to reply, we'll reply to that.
What about some of the things that outlined in the judgment, the ruling, in terms of not destroying ballots?
Oh yes, we asked the court to make an order that the election documents should be preserved pending the outcome of the petitions, and the court made that order.
The police here are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of 6 persons over the long carnival weekend. According to top ranks in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, while their investigations are in the early stage, several theories are being considered. Nolisha Miller has more in this report.
Suffice it to say that during the period we would have had 4 what seemed to be homicide. That is 1 in the Green Hill community, 2 in Barley, 1 in Lacwa. We also have an incident coming out of the Yambu area where someone succumbed, but that the circumstances surrounding the death of that individual is not clear, so we cannot say categorically it is or it is not at the moment, as well as a decomposed body that was found in the Yambu district also.
The investigation team of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has their hands full with the death of 6 persons over the weekend period. According to police, 4 homicides occurred over the weekend, which included a double murder in Barley area.
On Saturday night, we had a double homicide in Barley, where a businessman, one Daniel Hepburn, 78 years of Barley, he was shot at his business, along with Roy Richards, who was in his early 30s. He was also shot at the same time. They were at the business. He operated a shop, and they were at the business when an assailant opened fire on them, held shots at them, and Mr. Hepburn, he died on the spot, and Mr. Richards died later on in the hospital.
Family and relatives of one of the victims, former national football player Roy Richards, are confident that justice will prevail.
I don't know exactly what happened on the night, but I was outside combing my mom hair when I got that sad news. And I couldn't even believe that my brother was killed. I couldn't believe, because I lied down, so desperate, and why? I keep asking why.
After 11, yeah, I got a phone call saying my brother is dead. I couldn't hold up because I didn't know he was here at the time. He's a good brother. He's the best brother I ever dream of having. He's good. He don't trouble no one, and I don't think he deserves that death.
In a separate shooting incident in the Green Hill area, Kenny Haynes sustained several gunshot injuries and subsequently died, while another young man received gunshot injuries which he is nursing at the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital. In Lacwa, 69-year-old Henry Jackson lost his life at the hands of his wife around midnight on Tuesday, according to police. And the police are seeking the public's assistance in identifying a decomposed body found in the Yambu area on Saturday, and this morning the body of Paul Max, who was found dead at his home. The circumstances surrounding these deaths are not known at this time. As promised by the police, the streets of Kingston were peaceful during the climax of Vincy Bass 2017. However, over the weekend, 6 lives were lost. When asked the top ranks within the Royal Police Force about the reintroduction of gun amnesty, they say it is something that is on the table to be considered. Nolisha Miller for the Evening News.
Police at the Major Crime Unit of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force on Sunday, July 9th, arrested and charged one of their colleagues on 2 conspiring related charges. 31-year-old PC 196 Etienne Charles is accused of entering the St. Vincent Postal Corporation on July 7, 2017 as a trespasser and depriving the institution of 75,000 EC dollars, and also agreeing with other persons to commit the offense of burglary. Charles was today, Wednesday, July 12th, escorted to the Serious Offences Court before Chief Magistrate Ration Brown, facing the indictable charges to which he was not allowed to plead. Senior Prosecutor Adolphus Delplesh strongly objected to his bail, stating that investigations in the matter were at a delicate stage where the police is trying to recover other exhibits and that other persons are of interest to the police in respect to the said matter. The prosecutor stated that if bail is granted, Charles will hinder the investigations. Lawyer Carlos James, who represented the accused, made an application to have Charles granted bail, informing the court that Charles' father is blind and he is the main caretaker of his father, and also that him being a police officer, he believes that he will not hinder the investigations. James' application was, however, disallowed by the Chief Magistrate, and the accused was remanded into custody for 1 week. He will return to court on July 19, 2017, when his bail will be reviewed. And earlier today, in an interview with SVG-TV News, Commissioner of Police Acting Renald Hathaway expressed disappointment with the involvement of one of their own with the burglary at the SVG Postal Corporation.
Continue to do that, and we will always be mindful of our role where that is concerned. This issue impacts significantly across all spectrum, the police force, to say the least. It is not something that we were ever expecting of a police officer. A police officer is someone who has integrity and all the likes, and for something like that to happen, it's troubling. But again, as I said, we really can't speak to the issue because the matter is before the court.
When asked about the integrity of officers within the force, the top cop said he has confidence in all of his officers and Vincentians should do likewise.
For us to sit here and not to ask the public to have faith and confidence in the police force will be an indictment on our part. The incident is a very, very troubling and unfortunate incident, but I would assure the public that we have credible police officer in the organization, police officer that you can look up to, police officer that will maintain law and order in the most professional manner. We are a professional organization, but unfortunately there are incidents like these that will confront us from time to time. What is important is that when these incidents present themselves to us, that we take the most appropriate course of action to address the issue.
The Victoria Park last Saturday night was a hub of high energy and entertainment as 25 of this nation's best soca and raga soca acts took to the stage to vie for the 2017 Raga Soca and Soca Monarch titles. Known as the biggest party for Vincy Mars, the event saw some patrons raving from beginning to end. We hear more on the event in this report from Nikita Tony.
Hours of Sunday morning, July 9th, and here at the Victoria Park, patrons who came to witness the crowning of the Soca Monarch and Raga Soca Monarchs are in a celebratory mood after crowning 2 new monarchs.
We are here gathered for the big one. This is Soca Monarch.
On
Undoubtedly the most anticipated event on the Vincy Mas calendar, the Raga Soca and Soca Monarch competitions held on Saturday, July 8, saw 23 artists coming up against the 2016 Monarch, Truali Johnson and Shane Hyper 4000 husbands, who were both unable to hold on to their crowns. Taking the Raga Soca Monarch was Hans John with his rendition of Sugar Mommy. Performing at number 1, John said he knew he had to set the pace to fend off the other competitors, and it was a challenge he embraced fully.
I wish my dad was alive to see this. I'm very happy. Not only for myself, but for those persons who've been supporting me over the years. I know the fans over the years would have wanted this more than anything, especially my people from Mespo. I think Sugar Mommy connect with the people on a different level. In that song, we try our very best to really highlight the good qualities of a good woman or a mature lady, so to speak, not downplaying young ladies.
Also placing second in the Power Soca category, John says he remains determined and will continue his hard work, which along with the support of his team and fans, has and will continue to push him to even greater heights.
Looking outside of St. Vincent, I could tell you this works would have started already in terms of working with different producers, writing for different artists as well. Have a good network and have a strong team. Definitely Trinidad is going to see our face, and we're very grateful for this opportunity.
Second place in the Raga Soca competition went to former Monarch Chanel Scorpion Williams with Stay Home Wine. While Khalid Cavidis Walters and Delroy Fireman Hooper came in third with All Day. Making it the 9th time that he has captured the Power Soca title, Delroy Fireman Hooper transformed Victoria Park into a jungle with his presentation of Wild, which left the green covering on the grounds of the venue. Addressing the audience in the wee hours of Sunday morning, July 9th, after being crowned, Hooper, who seemingly hinted to his retirement, was stopped by fans who begged of him not to go, which according to the 2017 Monarch speaks magnitude, as he has always placed his fans first.
I want to make an announcement, but they don't want me to make it. I want to make an announcement. It's the announcement I want to make, right? Because I want to put in other people, but other people cannot take it. I love Vincy people, and I want to go home and rest. I've been here a long time. I've been in the stadium a very long time, but the stadium still love me. Why do they want me to go home?
Hooper reiterated that he will continue to represent SVG as he looks ahead to greater things.
I'm really excited over my fans, because without my fans, I'm nothing. Nothing whatsoever. And you know, my son is 10 years old, and I was singing position number 10, and this is his first time to Soca Monarch. So I'm really proud of him. He said, Daddy, I want to go, and I take him, and he was on stage. So that's all I really care about now.
Second position in the Power Soca category went to the reigning Raga Soca Monarch Hans John with Jab. While third place went to 2016 Soca Monarch Shane Hyper 4000 husbands with his song Rhythm Section. There was a tie for fourth place between Ryan Royal Abraham, Uppo, and Lornet Fire Empress Ned, Country Meets Town. Both 2017 Monarchs indicated that they intend to do their best to elevate the soca industry and the Vincy Mas product.
Nikita Tony reporting for our Carnival Beat.
And 3 times Calypso monarch Zamfir Manzangi Adams was knocked off his throne in Sunday's Calypso Monarch finals. Taking his place was former monarch Lornet Fire Empress Ned, who took charge of the stage during both appearances for the competition.
For 3 consecutive years as this nation's Calypso monarch, many patrons turned up at the Victoria Park on Dimash Grand night, Sunday, July 9th, assuming that Zamfir the Manzangi Adams was going to make it 4 in a row. But that was not the case, as the crown is now on the head of a former monarch, Lornet Fire Empress Ned. Known for her powerful lyrics and captivating performances, Ned was seemingly out for the grand prize, giving her best in both appearances for the night, rendering her songs Hope Is Alive and Guilty as Charged. In an interview earlier today with SVG-TV News, Ned, who is now a two-time Calypso monarch, expressed her elation in capturing the title. She noted that being a finalist in the Raga Soca, Soca and Calypso monarch competition was but a normal thing for her, as music is her life.
I do music every day of my life. Music is what I make my money from. This is what I live by. Doing the different genres of music, it was like a 1, 2, 3 for me. It's always exciting, and it's always a joy for me to be on stage. We're going to work on our flaws. We know every year when you come out and you do a production, you tend to go back and do a post-mortem. And of course, we are going to do a post-mortem and find where we went low, where we were low, and try to be better next year.
While thanking her team and supporters for their hard work and encouragement over the years, the reigning monarch intends to go back to the drawing board and find ways in which she can improve her product as she looks forward to even better accomplishments.
With everything that I've gone through, it has only helped me to become a better person and a stronger Calypsonian, a stronger Soca artist. You can look forward to more music coming out from Fire Empress throughout the year, because Carnival does not finish here for me. It continues around the Caribbean. Also going off to Notting Hill Carnival, Caribana and stuff like that. Also signed to Home-Based Entertainment in Grenada over a week now. This is new, so I will be bringing out a newscast soon about that.
The 2016 Calypso monarch, Zamfir the Manzangi Adams, had to settle for second place. With newcomer Joanna Christopher taking the third spot. Sunday night's event also featured the Queen and King of the Band competition. Taking the Queen of the Band was Blondie Bird and Friends with Beauty Morphs, with SVG Players International, the Ice Queen, and Owen Ralph and the Professionals Pandora's Box taking the second and third positions respectively. King of the Band went to the eighth wonder of the world of Melbourne artisans, with the Lynx Mass Band King Conqueror coming in second, and the return of Raw from SVG Players International coming in third. Nikita Tony reporting for Carnival Beat.
And SVG Players International Mass Band has this year been named the 2017 Band of the Year with its colorful production Star Date 2525. The future is now. The defending champs BMC Amerijet Magic 103.7 FM Blondie Bird and Friends had to settle for second position with their production It Is What It Is. Alicia Miller has more in this report.
Feathers, sequins, and everything that shimmers, the SVG Players International Mass Band captured the 2017 Band of the Year title with their futuristic production dubbed Star Date 2525, The Future Is Now, with 534 points. Last year winner, the BMC Amerijet Magic 103.7 FM Blondie Bird and Friends accumulated 494 points and had to settle for the second position with the production It Is What It Is. Digital Nelson Block was a judge a third with 482 points as they colored the streets with Imagine This. Metro Saint High Voltage mass production This Is Politics was closely behind in fourth place with 480 points. In fifth place was the Extreme FM 104.3 GNT Enterprise Links mass bands production From the Movies with 473 points. The SVG Players International Mass Band was also out front with the best use of color with 397 points. The BMC Amerijet Magic 103.7 FM Blondie Bird and Friends was second with 393 points. Digital Nelson Block third with 389 points, and Metro Saint High Voltage Mass Production fourth with 381 points. Dominating the Uptown competition was the SVG Players International Mass Band with 387 points. Closely linked behind with 378 points was the BMC Amerijet Magic 103.7 FM Mass Band Blondie Bird and Friends. In third place was Metro Saint High Voltage Mass Production with 344 points. Digital Nelson Block was 1 point behind and had to settle for the 4th place with 343 points. And in the 5th position was Melbourne Artisans with 332 points. Nolisha Miller for Carnival Beat.
And on Monday morning, many characters came to life on the streets of capital Kingston during the much raved about Juve. The Green Hill Sports and Cultural Organization took the two top spots for the group presentation, while Juve fanatics also made their presence known with their comedic portrayals. Alicia Miller has more in this report.
Culture was depicted in this year's Juve competition, with the Green Hill Sports and Cultural Organization capturing the 2 top spots in the group competition. With their portrayals, We Have the Trump and Working Men's Association. Juve fanatics gained the top spot in the traditional bands with their portrayal Anything Could, while the Green Hill Sports and Culture Organization, All in One, had to settle for the 2nd position, with the graduates' portrayal of Graduates Class of 1967 came in 3rd. Meantime, in the road match competition, Shirt's problem child James dominated the competition with his hit song Never Bow, while 2017 Soca Monarch champ Delroy Fireman Hooper is 2nd with Wild, leaving Shane Hyper 4000 Husband's Rhythm section with a 3rd place position. Nolisha Miller for Carnival Beats.